Caitlin Clark's record-breaking Super Bowl achievement gets bada reaction from new teammate. Indiana Fever and WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark was featured amongst women athletes in Nike's Super Bowl LAX commercial. Since joining the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has been blazing a trail. She helped the league scale transcendent new heights and has now become the de facto face of not only her team, but also the league as well as women's sports. That transcendent shift saw the WNBA have multiple million viewership games throughout this past season. Clark featured in almost all of them and has been spearheading the attention women's sports has been receiving. Her Time Magazine Athlete of the Year award took it to another level. Caitlin Clark became the only basketball player to get that award after a certain LeBron James. Now everything that is linked to her has also gained traction. The Annika Pro-Am golf tournament saw an unprecedented amount of ticket sales after fans knew of her participation. All of this did not go unnoticed as the big brands started to make her the focus of their marketing push. At Super Bowl LAX, the greatest sporting spectacle of the season, Gatorade roped in Caitlin Clark. They could have picked anyone from their list of elite athletes, but they focused on the WNBA superstar due to her ability to draw eyeballs. Nike had a similar logic when they featured her in their Super Bowl LAX commercial. She, along with a plethora of women athletes, were a part of the company's first Super Bowl commercial in 27 seasons. When Caitlin Clark posted one of her fits from that shoot on her IG, one of her new teammates replied. That was Sophie Cunningham, who recently joined the Indiana Fever after spending her first few years in the league with the Phoenix Mercury. This shows that Cunningham is hyped that her new teammate is going places. Another new Caitlin Clark teammate has glowing words for her. Sophie Cunningham was one of the first players to join the Indiana Fever. One of the other veterans they roped in was two-time WNBA champion DeWanna Bonner. Today, the team introduced her to the media, and when asked about her opinion on Caitlin Clark, she replied, "The six-time All-Star has played in the league for 15 seasons. She will now pair alongside the reigning Rookie of the Year." Along with other new signings Natasha Howard and Sydney Colson, the combination of old and young will be tasked to guide the Fever to their next WNBA title. Fever make number of moves to give Caitlin Clark help, including superstars she had playoff spat with. The Indiana Fever needed to make some upgrades to the roster in order to vie for a WNBA championship and give Caitlin Clark extra firepower on both sides of the ball. The team has done just that. The Fever re-signed Kelsey Mitchell, acquired Sophie Cunningham from the Phoenix Mercury, and added Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, and Sydney Colson. In an off-season that saw the Las Vegas Aces trade Kelsey Plum to the Los Angeles Sparks, the Fever may have made some of the shrewdest moves that have gone under the radar. I got to work out with DB, as some off-season leagues and overseas stuff kinda wraps up. A lot of them will start getting back, and I think it will be a lot of fun to get in the gym and be with my teammates, and just starting putting the pieces together and see what works or what doesn't, Clark said at Bonner's introductory press conference via CBS Sports. But I think we're going to have a lot of different options to do a lot of different things. I think that's what's super exciting. Clark, Mitchell, and Aliyah Boston shine bright in the 2024 season. Clark won the Rookie of the Year award and received some MVP votes. Mitchell was an All-Star for the second straight season. Boston was also an All-Star for the second time and built momentum after her rookie year. Add players with playoff experience and a coach in Stephanie White, who coached the Connecticut Sun the last 2 seasons to at least 27 wins, and the Fever have turned into formidable contenders for the WNBA title in 2025. Bonner is a 6-time All-Star and 2-time WNBA champion in her own right. She is also not one to be intimidated or messed around with, as she has proven to back up her teammates no matter which team she is playing for. She proved that in the playoffs last season when she and Clark had an in-game spat. I think it's just two competitive players that want to win and push their team to get over the finish line. It was the playoffs, so emotions are high, tensions are high, she recalled via the Indy Star. "I'm just here to hopefully give my leadership advice," Bonner added. "I don't think I need to push her to be any type of player that she isn't already is, and I'm just happy to be here. and I hope I can give her some knowledge to bring her game to a different level.